Have you ever looked back on your life after turning 60 and felt an unexpected heaviness, as though certain invisible burdens were preventing you from embracing the freedom and opportunities that still remain? Many older adults envision retirement or the post-60 stage as a time of well-deserved rest and the pursuit of personal dreams that were once sidelined by careers or family obligations. Yet, even with more open schedules and fewer external pressures, there can be intangible barriers, habits, mindsets, or relationships that quietly hold you back. Over the years, these hidden weights might have crept into your routine, slowly robbing you of the flexibility and energy you could otherwise devote to what truly enriches your life. In this conversation, we'll explore 6 of the most common factors that secretly limit people after 60, and how letting them go can create room for better health, genuine contentment, and a renewed sense of autonomy. By the end, you may feel more empowered to decide which aspects of your life to release and which to nurture as you move forward in this later chapter. One subtle factor that can weigh you down is the persistent drive to do everything the same way you always have, under the assumption that continuing old patterns is a measure of independence. Perhaps for decades you prided yourself on cooking elaborate meals, doing all your own home repairs, or hosting big holiday gatherings. Those habits might have once been a joyful expression of your capability, but as the body changes with age, muscles weaken, joints stiffen, or energy wanes. Clinging to those same practices can morph into a burden. If you keep pushing yourself just to prove you haven't changed, you risk overexertion, frustration, or even injury. Giving up or modifying certain tasks doesn't mean you're incapable. It's an honest recognition that your body has shifted. It might be time to scale back that elaborate dinner to a simpler gathering, or ask for help with tasks that require heavy lifting. This isn't admitting defeat. It's preserving your strength for the activities and interactions that matter most. It may feel sad to loosen your grip on certain routines, but the relief you gain can open your day for other fulfilling pursuits, like going for a gentle walk, engaging in a new hobby, or connecting more deeply with friends and family. Letting go in this sense isn't about giving up who you are, but rather adapting to remain resilient so you can continue to do what you love in a sustainable way. Another factor that quietly restricts many seniors is a reflexive refusal to accept assistance, driven by the fear that needing help means losing dignity. After all, for most of adulthood, self-sufficiency can become a marker of success. You might feel proud of rarely asking for favors, confident in your ability to manage finances, chores, and errands alone. But after 60, especially if health concerns arise, help from others can be a lifeline. What starts as a well-intended sense of pride can become an obstacle. You might risk falls by refusing a handrail or a walking aid, or stress yourself by managing complex paperwork without guidance, leading to errors or oversights. Often, loved ones want to help because they see you struggling, but they don't want to overstep if you show resistance. By letting go of the notion that help equals helplessness, you open the door to safer living and emotional relief. Accepting assistance can be as small as letting someone carry your groceries or drive you to appointments, or as significant as hiring a part-time home care aide. Instead of interpreting that as a blow to your independence, see it as a strategic choice to focus your energy on activities that bring you joy. Interestingly, you might discover that receiving help nurtures deeper connections with those who care about you. Loved ones often feel honored that you trust them enough to support you. This shift in mindset can replace hidden stress with an unexpected sense of unity and closeness. A third hidden roadblock is the reluctance to broaden your circle of social connections in later life. You may have spent many years with a core group of friends, colleagues, or neighbors, forming a comfortable social routine. However, after 60, situations change. People relocate to be closer to family, health issues reduce mobility, or certain friendships fade as life circumstances shift. It can be tempting to rely only on your old network, thinking, I already have my friends and family, I don't need new connections. The problem arises when that circle grows smaller, and you gradually find yourself isolated. Humans, at any age, thrive on a sense of belonging. If you don't consciously seek fresh social opportunities, whether it's a local club for seniors, a hobby group, or even an online community, you risk diminishing your daily interactions to just a handful of people, or none at all. This lack of variety can stifle personal growth, reduce mental stimulation, and even lead to depression. Letting go of the idea that new friendships are only for younger folks can open up surprising experiences. An art class might introduce you to others who share your interests, or a casual meetup group might become the spark for weekly outings. Many older adults find themselves reignited with curiosity once they reach outside their usual social sphere. It's not about discarding old friends, it's about making space for additional bonds that suit who you are now. A fourth subtle obstacle is clinging to financial routines or patterns that made sense decades ago but no longer apply. Over many years, you might have developed strong notions about saving, spending, or investing, perhaps shaped by a desire to provide for children or to secure a comfortable retirement. After 60, however, your financial landscape can shift drastically. Children are grown, medical expenses might arise, and your income sources like a pension or Social Security might be fixed. If you continue to budget or spend as though you're still in your prime earning years, you risk overspending in some areas while neglecting essentials like better health care or quality of life purchases that keep you active. Conversely, if you hoard money out of fear, you may skip beneficial experiences, like a short trip, a new class, or home modifications that enhance your comfort. By letting go of outdated assumptions about money, you can reevaluate your current needs and allocate resources in a way that matches your stage of life. This might include downsizing if maintaining a large house has become impractical, or setting aside funds for experiences that truly enrich your days rather than sitting on wealth that you never use. It may feel daunting to alter financial habits, but the reward is a more mindful approach that reduces stress and frees you to live more spontaneously. Sometimes it's as simple as consulting a financial advisor who specializes in senior issues, someone who understands the difference between an aggressive investment approach at 40 versus a more stable, enjoyment-focused approach after 60. Another major hidden restraint is the weight of unresolved emotional conflicts, especially those spanning decades with family members or close friends. You might be estranged from a sibling over an argument that took place 20 years ago, or still harbor resentment toward a friend who let you down at some pivotal moment. These emotional tangles drain energy and overshadow the potential for reconciliation or peace. Holding on to them may feel justified, like you're protecting yourself, but in reality, they act like chains on your ability to move forward with a light heart. After 60, time takes on a different dimension, and the opportunity to mend relationships won't last forever. Letting go of grudges or bitterness doesn't mean you excuse harmful behavior or rush back into an unsafe dynamic. It can mean simply releasing the negativity that keeps you tied to the past. Sometimes, making amends or reaching out for closure can lead to renewed friendship. Other times, it's enough to forgive silently and move on. Either path lifts a psychological burden. This emotional freedom can reduce stress hormones in your body, improving overall health, and leaves mental space for positive pursuits, like exploring new activities, volunteering, or focusing more on the relationships that uplift you. The key is recognizing that grudges often punish you more than the other person, stealing your tranquility. By choosing to let go, you reassert control over your emotional landscape. The final factor that often traps seniors is the persistent narrative that it's too late to learn, evolve, or chase a dream. Society can reinforce the idea that life's major chapters, such as romance, career ambitions, or personal transformations, are reserved for younger people. In truth, countless older adults discover meaningful new callings or passions well into their 60s, 70s, or even 80s. Whether it's learning to paint, picking up a musical instrument, embarking on a side business, or returning to an old love like writing, older adults can reawaken parts of themselves that lay dormant during the hustle of earlier decades. Yet the biggest obstacle is often internal, a voice that says, "Why start now? I'm too old." Letting go of this limiting self-talk can be transformative. The moment you accept that your brain still has plasticity to learn, that your body can still adapt to moderate physical challenges, and that your emotional capacity for joy is as valid as ever, you open the door to a resurgence of purpose. It might not be about scaling the corporate ladder or winning a marathon. Instead, it's the satisfaction of discovering a gift for poetry or the camaraderie of a local seniors pickleball league. The small leaps of faith you take to expand your horizons can drastically improve the quality of your twilight years, making each day an opportunity rather than a slow decline. Often, older adults who embrace new learning experiences find themselves more connected to younger generations, bridging age gaps with shared interests. This cross-generational connection further enriches life, dispelling loneliness and reinforcing the idea that you still have much to offer the world. Putting these insights together, we see that each of the 6 factors, clinging to old ways of doing things, resisting help, limiting social horizons, sticking to outdated financial routines, harboring grudges, and believing it's too late to learn, act like invisible anchors. They drain your motivation, hamper your freedom, and can even harm your physical or emotional well-being. But an encouraging truth emerges. You are never as stuck as you think. The process of letting go might feel gradual and sometimes painful, but it's also empowering. Perhaps you begin with the easiest step, accepting a neighbor's offer to help with groceries or discarding items from your house you clearly no longer need. Then progress to addressing deeper emotional issues or enrolling in a new class you always found intriguing. Each small victory builds momentum, reinforcing the realization that you can actively shape how you age, rather than passively drifting. The result is a more spacious life, where you're free to discover fresh joys or interests that align with your present self, not your past obligations or illusions. Some seniors worry about the reactions of those around them. Family members might question, "Why are you changing now?" Or, "We've always done it this way." Remember that your path is personal. If letting go of certain patterns or illusions fosters a healthier, happier existence, it's worth navigating a little pushback. Communicate your reasons in a calm, honest way. Often, genuine loved ones will eventually respect or even celebrate your new clarity. And if certain people never approve, that's a trade-off you might accept for the sake of your own peace. Meanwhile, you'll likely discover that forging new social bonds or reigniting old passions leads to a circle of support that resonates more genuinely with your current life stage. Beyond personal satisfaction, these changes can also yield tangible health benefits. For example, releasing grudges can lower chronic stress levels, which in turn might improve blood pressure and overall heart health. Expanding your social network reduces isolation, a known factor in cognitive decline and depression. Being more flexible with your finances can reduce worry and allow you to make healthier lifestyle investments. Each decision to let go of the unproductive can strengthen both your emotional and physical well-being. It's a holistic shift. A lighter mindset translates to a lighter body, in the sense of moving more freely, sleeping better, and approaching challenges with less tension. The synergy is remarkable and often underestimated. A final note: letting go doesn't mean discarding all the valuable parts of your history or identity. It simply means relinquishing what no longer serves you so you can preserve and accentuate the positive. If you still cherish certain routines, like having Sunday dinners with family or knitting blankets for charity, absolutely keep them if they spark joy and don't cause undue strain. The real emphasis is on distinguishing between traditions that lift you up and those that weigh you down. Reflection is key. You might list your current daily or weekly commitments, then ask, does this bring me satisfaction or stress? Am I doing it out of genuine desire or just a sense of outdated duty? Likewise, if a relationship is at stake, weigh the pros and cons. Does the emotional connection outweigh any stress or negativity? If yes, maybe you adjust boundaries rather than sever it entirely. If not, you might bravely move on. And when it comes to regrets or self-limiting beliefs, you can keep the lessons, discard the negativity, and press forward with an open mind. In these seemingly small acts of letting go, you might rediscover large aspects of who you truly are. After 60, the clock can feel loud, reminding you that time is finite. Yet that same urgency can be turned into motivation, prompting you to eliminate the unnecessary and focus on the meaningful. You have a chance to rewrite the narrative of your later years, instead of passively enduring them, actively shaping them with clear eyes and a lighter heart. And the beauty is, it's not about grand transformations. Often it's about daily micro-decisions that collectively free you from burdens. Maybe you adopt a modest daily exercise routine after letting go of the fear that I'm too old to try. Maybe you finally pick up the phone to reach out to a relative you've been distant from. Each shift weaves together into a tapestry of deeper fulfillment. It's never too late to reevaluate and adapt. That's the biggest discovery many older adults make when they finally permit themselves to set aside old burdens. The process can start now. Notice if you're clinging to routines or illusions that weigh you down. Recognize if your social life has shrunk to only a few people or if you resist new friendships. Reflect on your approach to finances. Are you using your resources in ways that match your present needs or simply defaulting to old habits? Ask if you're carrying resentments that might be blocking your capacity for joy. Listen for the inner voice that says, it's too late, and gently correct it. Over time, you'll sense a renewed brightness in your day-to-day life, a sense that your final decades can be shaped by your aspirations and contentment, not just by the inertia of the past. Whether you act on one or all of these suggestions, the key is that you're not passively aging. You're participating in your own well-being. In that participation, a deeper form of satisfaction emerges, where you see that aging can be a period of refining, distilling what truly matters while discarding distractions and heaviness. Letting go is an art. It doesn't happen overnight, and it might stir up grief or confusion, but the resulting clarity is worth it. You may walk lighter, talk freer, smile more easily. When old acquaintances ask, "What changed?" you might just say, "I decided to let go of what no longer fits." And if they look puzzled, that's okay. The real reward is inside you. More mental space, more emotional energy, and a readiness to embrace whatever new joys or experiences come your way. Ultimately, these 6 hidden weights can remain hidden no longer if you choose to examine your life with honesty. Each is an invitation to consider, is this holding me back? Is there a better way? That question alone can open a door to possibilities, like refining your daily routine, searching out fresh communities, or daring to learn something new. With every door you open, you rewrite the narrative that aging is about decline. Instead, it becomes about focusing on what still ignites your spirit and letting go of what stifles it. And that is a powerful perspective to carry no matter what age you are. So, if you're past 60 and sense there's more to life than what you're currently living, examine these subtle anchors. Let them go one by one and watch as the horizon broadens with each release. In doing so, you'll find that better life you once feared was slipping away might actually be closer than ever, just waiting for you to reach out and claim it, unburdened and free.